Hey guys, and welcome back to another week of Porsche Club action here on the Coach Dave Academy YouTube channel. My name is Matt Emery with Guild Racing. I'm here for another lap guide of the Mount Panorama or Bathurst circuit. Let's get into the hot lap. Okay, so let's get into the hot lap guide then for the Mount Panorama / Bathurst circuit, depending on who you speak to. Final corner, cross the line, starting the lap, stick it to the right hand side, make sure you avoid the bumps along the middle of the circuit. Braking just before the 50-meter boards as we come down to turn one, more towards sort of the 75 meters. And then braking down to third gear and then second at the apex. Make sure we turn in nice and early to make sure we get into this nice bit of camber at the apex. You can really pay the price if you run slightly wide here. You're going to lose about 2 or 3 tenths. So just make sure we're turning a bit early. You can use the curb. Just make sure we get it into this nice bit of camber to help rotate the car. And then follow the curb rounds. Using all of the exit curb as well. Really important to get all the way out here to the edge of the AstroTurf to make sure we get the best run possible. And then back over to the left-hand side. This is actually the quickest way down this straight for some reason. I don't know whether it's the bumps or if you start bottoming out slightly, but follow the left-hand side. It's just slightly quicker. Just sticking to the white line. And then, yeah, heading towards the next braking zone. Just in line with the 100-meter board. Slam on the brakes. Down to third gear. And then into the apex. Again, same as turn one. Really important to turn in early and get into the apex and use the camber. Really would not suggest trying an overtake here unless you've got the inside for the corner. I've tried it a few times across Porsche GB seasons. The outside just never works. So make sure you've got the inside here if you're trying any moves or if you're defending. Always cover the inside. Make sure we're turning it in really early. You notice how we're all the way along the white line here, really early in the corner. But you notice the car just tends to just follows the curb along really nicely. If you hold it in third gear and then on the throttle as early as you can, using all of the curb on the exit as we head up the hill, up the mountain, starting to come off the throttle just about here, just in line with this arm coil on the right hand side. Not apexing here, just following it around, taking a really nice wide line as we head towards the hairpin, down to second gear. Again, really important to hug this wall as tightly as you can. We're about a foot away from where we could be, but I won't roast Luke too hard for that. Yeah, that's pretty much where you want to be, if not slightly closer if you dare. Any further wider than this and you're going to lose a couple temps just from not using the camber again. very important in this circuit to make sure in the camber you miss, a foot or two just slightly wide, and you'll lose a lot of time. So second gear, follow the white line rounds on the throttle as early as you can, and then hopping over this slight bump, slight crest here, hop over that, no problem. Open up the next one as much as you can, all the way to the wall, and then a slight lift round here. You can take it flat if you dare, and as the fuel burns off in the race, it should be flat. In qualifying, it's a bit hit and miss, so just be a bit careful of that. But yeah, bit of margin there, and then head up towards this next section, which is really as close to the walls as you dare. That's where you're going to gain the time. So really close to the wall on the entry here. Fully lift, and then back on the throttle, and then make sure you use all this curb on the apex here as well. All the way to the wall again, and then we're turning in quite early. You notice how we're turning in pretty much from the start of this curb, just in line with the board advertising on the right hand side, and then taking that curb as well on the inside, full throttle as we start heading back down the hill. Really important that you don't press the brake pedal too hard as you're heading down here. You notice we're about 20% all the way down here, just feathering the brakes. Otherwise, just up. Would also suggest moving the brake bias to the rear, just to avoid that front locking as you plunge down the hill. You know, turning the front tires get quite unloaded. It's very easy when you come back on the brakes to lock up and go straight on. So just be wary of that. Probably brake bias slightly rearwards for these corners. But yeah, all the way through here, just following the brake pedal, really close to this wall here, and then on the entry as we flick it left for this slight little crest down here, make sure we're as close to this wall as we can. I just played it through for you once more. So flick it in, really close to this wall. We're basically trying to straight line this chicane as much as we can. So really close to this wall, this curb, using all of this green bit of tarmac. And then down to second gear, hugging that wall as close as we can. I mean, you can see how close we are to that. That's like literally perfect. That's where you want to be. And then still in second gear, flick it over this crest again, as close to this wall as you can. Again, pretty much perfect to where we want to be. And I just note on the entry as well, you want to be as close to this wall as possible. Just open up this one, back on full throttle. And I tell you, when you nail a lap of Bathurst, it is so satisfying. There's nothing really that compares to it, especially not on iRacing anyway. I played it through in cockpit cam then, just so you can know what it should look like from the driver's eye. A lot of lock here, just to make sure the front stick, and then a lot of lock again over this crest. Quite front limited through this section. And then, yeah, full throttle following this section rounds. And we'll go back to chase cam. Again, hugging the walls as close as we can, flicking it through here, and then you're really looking to head down towards this apex, not bothering too much with the right-hand side, just going straight towards the apex. We did actually overshoot it slightly on this lap. You want to hit the first apex perfectly like that, and then just make sure you get it slowed down a bit more beforehand, because we've run slightly wide here. You're looking to hug that apex as well, and then full throttle from about here all the way out. But yeah, as I said, run slightly wide here, wouldn't cost us too much time. Back on full throttle, and then a very, very long straight to finish the lap. Again, you're looking to hug certain bits of the track here. So we're in the middle, which is the quickest for this section. Then as we head over the crest, looking to flick it back to the left-hand side and back over to the middle again as we make our mind up. And then flick it left on this bit of tarmac just before we open up this crest. And then stick it to the right-hand side as much as we can. Slam on the brake pedal about 150 meters. Or just before, down to third gear, and then it's up to you. I've seen a lot of drivers either take this curb or avoid it. It's really up to you. I personally go round it, just doesn't unsettle the car as much, and you can get a nicer exit. But obviously, you're shortening the corner if you do take the curb. So it's up to you guys. Play around with that and see what you think's quickest. Personally, I just avoid this like Luke's done here. Just avoid it along the white line. Back on full throttle as early as we can, and follow this curve really nicely round, slightly on the grass as well. Just helps with the rotation. Then using all of the curb on the exit as well. Then we head towards the final corner for the circuit, 90-degree left-hander. It's actually really easy to lock up here as it's slightly downhill and miss the apex and completely throw the lap away. So just make sure you're probably braking slightly earlier than you think. Just before the 100-meter board on the right-hand side. Down towards second gear, not using the curb. Curb's really high for this corner, so just again following it around really nicely on the white line. back on the throttle as early as we can, and that completes a lap of the Bathurst circuit. So that was the hot lap guide then for week 8 at the Bathurst circuit. My name's been Matt Emery with Coach Dave Academy. Obviously, check out coachdaveacademy.com and our Discord below just for all the latest data packs and any questions you might have. Obviously, I've mentioned before, coaching is available as well on the website now, so check that out as well, as I am one of the coaches. But yeah, my name's been Matt Emery, and I will see you next week. Take care, guys.